Shalom. We're back at Halichos Bas Yisrael. This is our memory studies in a woman's obligation in Jewish life. And it says, while women are exempt from the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, Torah study, they must understand areas of the written and oral Torah that pertain to practical observance. Thus, they are required to study in order to fulfill their religious obligations properly, but not to study as a mitzvah in itself. Some authorities take the requirement to be versed in practical halakha as the basis for a woman's obligation to recite Birkat HaTorah in the morning. Now, and it also says women must familiarize themselves with all negative precepts, both those forbidden by Torah and rabbinic law, as well as the positive precepts, which they are obligated to perform. Women are required to study Tanakh, the sayings of Chazal, and Jewish ethical works, all of which cultivate proper Jewish attitudes toward God and humanity. The Jewish ethical works, they can be books on ethics for Jewish women. I like this, Laws for Jewish Women. This is a really good book, and it's Rabbi Yosef Haim, the author of the famous book Ben Ish Hai. So these have really good laws for women. Also, somebody said, the problem with this is it's Sephardic. It doesn't really matter whether it's Sephardic or Ashkenazi when everything really goes back to the Middle East anyways, only the Middle East, but there's also other ethical works. There's A Code of Jewish Ethics, Volume 1, You Shall Be Holy. This is a really good book. Another one would be A Code of Jewish Ethics, Volume 2, Love Your Neighbor as Yourself. And this is by Rabbi Yosef Telushkin. This is what it means when it says that Jewish ethical works that cultivate proper Jewish attitudes, because they're derived from the Torah, whether it's the foundation, Torah Shabbat, and the Torah Sheba'al Peh, the interpretations that's brought down. We have to know those things, what we're permitted and what we're forbidden from doing. If there is someone, because a student came to me and said, somebody's saying their rabbi from a faraway land said this and that, we don't even have to go there. All you have to do is just stick with what your rabbi has told you and consult with a qualified person. Preferably somebody that actually has yichus or has had a proper conversion and has been under the tutelage of qualified rabbis. Not someone who just pops up and says they know everything. That's not safe. If somebody pops up and knows everything from these rabbis, they can't cite sources, go to your rabbi. Your rabbi should be qualified, can cite the sources, give you the information. Or a friend that has books, cite the sources, take notes, and just confirm with your rabbi, look, this is a book. And usually a good book that is approved by qualified rabbis will have these types of letters in them that endorse the book. They will have this type of, they will sometimes even have stamps and seals and signatures by rabbis. The books will actually have that information in them. So you will be able to trust the information that's in the book. And if a book doesn't have that information in it, then you would say, okay, you know what? Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll just ask my rabbi about this. I don't have to ask somebody that has a rabbi from a faraway land. Nobody knows their name. You don't have to go there. All you have to do is look inside of the book, and it should be endorsed. Especially if it's endorsed by a chief rabbi or some big rabbis or just rabbis that are recognized that have credentials. Then you can really rely on the sources. And you can also ask your rabbi. There's nothing wrong with asking your rabbi. Make an appointment, write down every note and every question. You don't have to write down this person's name that came and said this. Now, you don't have to go that far to say that, but what you can do is you can write down the rabbi questions for the rabbi, and they will be more than happy. A righteous rabbi, a righteous teacher will be more than happy to help you with your questions. And, if they're not available, what you do is you can ask Rebbetzin. You can ask somebody that's a Torah scholar, and you can write down notes, compare your notes, and say, okay, I got that. There's been, they have the Mishneh Torah that you can buy, Yad HaKazaka, the Book of the Strong Hand. Then you can study different sections of this when they have it online too on Chabad.org, and you can study different texts, and then you can take notes, and then you can make a little question and answer session with the rabbi when there's time, and they'll be more than happy to make an appointment with you. And if anyone, like I said, comes and says they know this, they know that, they don't have any qualifications, no yichus, no proof that even they're Jewish besides their mouth, you don't have to buy into it. All you have to do is say, may HaKodesh Baruch Hu bless you and keep you. I'm going to just follow what my rabbi says. I'm not going to look to the right. I'm not going to look to the left. I'm just going to follow the derech. And you will be fine if you do that. Baruch Hashem.